Attention viewers, this video contains religious and socio-political commentary and has been carefully produced to comply fully with YouTube's terms of use policy and community guidelines. I'm continuing to profile my former church using Pat Zuckerman's 8 characteristics of an abusive church. And the last characteristic, it was manipulation of members. Now I'm going to discuss number 3, rigid legalistic lifestyle. It's the third characteristic of an abusive church. And I'm going to talk about this characteristic as it relates to what I saw in my former church, as well as other accounts from other persons that are verifiable. Rigid and a legalistic lifestyle is a natural result of the leadership style, as Zuckerman explains in this article. Abusive churches require unwavering devotion to the church from their followers. Allegiance to the church has priority over allegiance to God, family, or anything else. And the article goes on to talk about how in churches like these, people begin to lose their personal identity. They start acting like robots. The pressures and the demands of the church will cause people to even have nervous breakdowns and fall into depression. Also, it talks about how members of these kinds of churches often drop out of school, they quit working, or they neglect their own families to do the work required by the church. Now, in the One Accord Church, I saw this happen a lot. I'm going to come back and share some personal stories, a couple of personal stories. Let me quickly tell you about the kinds of tactics that I saw used by T.A. Body, his wife, leadership of the One Accord Church. A major tactic was pressure to attend Bible study. You had to come to prayer meeting on Monday night at 7 or 7:30. Wednesday night Bible study, which from 7 to whenever. Then Sunday school at 9:30, and then Sunday service. Right? So we're talking about 4 nights. And then there was always pressure for you to join some kind of group like men's fellowship or join the choir or whatever. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but number one, at One Accord, they just do not know how. T.A. Body does not know how to preach a message, give a lesson, stay on track, and be done. The Holy Ghost has to come every Sunday. He has to come every Bible study. He has to come every prayer meeting and keep people in church practically all night long. This isn't, well, you say, well, the Lord is moving, you should have respect for Holy. Well, the more time you spend in church, that's less time to spend working on your family, to spend working on your marriage, especially if you're newlywed. Now, you think about this. You work a full-time job, right? And you have and say you have children. You're talking about 4 nights a week. So you could be in any given service from 7 o'clock easily until 10 o'clock at night, easily. So we're talking about. So and then when you get done with the service, people are standing around talking, and so it's going to take some people. You got to count in the time it takes to drive home, etc. So the point is, there is a lot of pressure on at this church to attend all these services, to be on time, and if you're not there, they think something is wrong with you. And what particularly bugs me about this is every Sunday they read a vision statement on their programs. If you ever go to that church, there's a program on the back of it. Or somewhere inside there's a vision statement where it says, we envision our church to be blah 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 blah. It's like about 6 or 7 or 8 points. One of those bullet points is, we envision our church to be a place where, and I'm going off memory, we envision our church to be a place where families are bonded, marriages are strengthened, and singles are fulfilled. Right? So there's a statement in this vision statement where supposedly, you know, the strengthening of families and marriages is valued. However, the church pressuring people to be in church all the time, all these demands to be in all these services, takes away from family time. Now, we're not talking about some of this extra stuff that I haven't mentioned. You know, there's a pressure to tithe. The pressure to tithe, to give you a 10% tithe and a 10% offering first. I've often heard him say, you know, if you ain't got nothing but $100, you're broke anyway. You might as well give it. So, you know, so you got that kind of pressure. It's constant pressure to give money at this church. Every sermon, just about every sermon, literally, is preached about money. At least, well, nowadays it is. But when I was there, it was on money. Now, you're probably looking at the screen. It's probably, I have it saying "Happy Birthday, Bishop" on there, right? Well, June 6th, that was yesterday. That's his birthday. Today is June 7th. This Saturday. On tomorrow, this is a big day in One Accord, because this is when T.A. Body's pockets get fat. On his birthday, every year, there's a special service. There's a service after the service where people basically just get in the line and give him money. Now, by the way, this is something that I've never participated in, because I don't agree with it. Any gift that I've given has been done privately or whatever, because this is just something that I wasn't into. But he's going to get a pile of money today or tomorrow. But the interesting thing is, a lot of that money that he will get will be under duress. It will be by force, because they have something called assessments in the One Accord Church. So if you are a quote-unquote leader, meaning if you are in a position of leadership, and then you're required to give a certain amount, like $200, and they call it an assessment. It's not a gift now. It's an assessment, a certain amount of money that you must have ready to give him on his birthday. And then the church is split up into tribes, what they call tribes, right? So each tribe is responsible for delivering a certain amount of money. I'm not making this up. It's actually happened. Now, this is not stuff I participated in. Well, I did on occasion, but I didn't feel like I was pressured to do it. But there are a lot of people who did feel pressured to do it. So, so happy birthday, Bishop! On tomorrow, hope your pockets get real fat. Couple other things: people are discouraged from taking vacations there. People are encouraged to leave their tithes before they go on vacation, and you are particularly recognized if you get married, but you're in church that coming Sunday. Oh man, you're like on his A list, especially if you have your tithe and offering. So. One more thing. I know a man right now who is getting ready to divorce his wife. His wife goes to that church, spends all her time working at the church, doing stuff for the bishop. He has been fooling around with her for years, waiting for her to get her mind right. He is getting ready to divorce her because she will not leave the church and she will not stay home. I am not exaggerating. So this, in terms of a rigid, legalistic lifestyle, it's very rigid in terms of it's very the idea that serving God means to serve the bishop, means being at all these services, means giving money, and all of this. This is the lifestyle at the One Accord Church, and that is it for that. Next one is going to be on I can't see it right now. The next one is going to be on frequent changing of group and church names. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks.